Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
All right. Welcome to Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome.
One thing we're going to tell you is we'll be sponsored by this great company called Dispose LLC. This small little company right here can do great things for you. Don't ever worry about the size. It's the might and the strength that we got. That's right. That's especially for me.
Okay.
Because again, one of the things that gives it the strength is me, because one of the backbones is going to make sure customer service happen for you is going to be this person you talking to.
Yes.
I take it quite seriously, and again, we make a promise. It's like a play. It's just going to happen.
It's going to happen.
This is what we do.
I like that.
And that's
I like
right.
that.
We're Disposed. Go to my page. Now, I got to get back to that person who's been with me for over 3 years, rocking strong and hard. How you doing, Craftmatic Big Baby?
Man, I'm doing good. As per usual. Man, I got so much going on. I'm just busy all day, every day. I try to turn it off around 8, 9 o'clock. Huh?
You got going on over there, player?
No, nothing like
Single
that.
black
I'm talking
man,
about,
shining the kind of ass.
vacations and business ventures.
Oh,
and
you threw that business into vacation and business.
That's what I
Which
do.
one is it? Really vacation?
Listen.
Or you having business on your vacation?
What you try to do is put me in your world.
You know, so you ain't got to snitch, bro.
You the one pumping it up, man. I'm trying to be me, you know.
But you having a good time.
I'm having a great time
Ain't
doing
nothing
me, man.
better
I'm
being happy.
all
boy.
about making that paper, Jay. That's where my head is at right now.
You've
So
been doing it for a long time now, Greg.
yeah, but it's time to make that long grain paper. You know what I mean? Something that's gonna last for years and years. You know, I can give away to the kids and the family. You know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You
that's
like
what
that
I'm looking
long,
for.
strong.
Yes, sir. So I'm doing good, man. How you doing tonight?
Man, let me tell you. I'm doing good. I had a wonderful week so far, which I announced already with 3 years in the making. You know, but my mom's birthday was on Tuesday. And again, I had to surprise her and do some things for her. And,
Nice, Jay.
when I tell you, man, choked up and loving, the fact that the good Lord gave me so much more time with her,
Yes.
you know, I honestly understand what blessings are.
Man, that is a blessing. And I'm recalling, you're making me recall, I spent many a years with my great-grandmother. And all the way through her diagnosis of diabetes and amputation of, two limbs, or 2 legs. And, I was with her through all of that. She had one, and then 18 months later, she had to get the other one done.
Yeah.
So, but she granted me so much wisdom, man, and she just taught me so much character. And we just cannot forget those people who have really, really made a difference in our lives, man. And, that's almost like remembering where you came from.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
And so I applaud you, man. I most certainly applaud your mother. And just keep loving up on her, Jay. That's all she needs.
Oh, my
Your
goodness.
love will take her on through many, many years, man. So that's good stuff. Let's properly introduce ourselves. This is Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay. And we are here to inspire through dialogue. And basically what we do is we capture some really neat topics and subjects, and we talk about them. And we just don't believe there's enough talking going on in the world about good stuff. Everybody knows the problems, everybody's kind of talking about the problems, but nobody's really getting underneath the surface to figure out what's going on in our minds and in our hearts. And that's what this show is about. It's about looking at yourself in the mirror of our discussion and figuring out what's going on with your mind and your heart. And how do you need to improve yourself? What would you do in the situations that we're talking about here? How are you going to better yourself?
Yeah.
This is an introspective show because we want you to see yourself in all of our dialogue, and we want you to get to the point where you will change your mind about something right now. If you're in a bad relationship, and we're talking about relationships, make up your mind and keep your mind made up for this 2 hours of the show. And I promise you, when the show is done, you're gonna have a changed mindset. And you may not play it all out there, but what we're trying to do is feed your spirit to encourage you. And we certainly hope you enjoy our show tonight. We got a big one lined up for you in terms of the topic and the subject matter, the content, I call it, just quality content. And so we always start our show off with a prayer. And so would you like to do prayer tonight?
Man, I'm a little head crab, man. I'm trying to get these cash apps coming this way, so go on ahead,
Mhm.
Magic.
Okay. Let's just bow our heads and we just reach out to the Lord, and we just thank you, Lord, for being with us tonight. We thank you for understanding. We thank you for wisdom. We thank you for opening doorways in our minds to let go of the past and to accept and embrace the bright future. We ask, Heavenly Father, that you would go before us and guide us into this bright future. Let no stone be unturned, no opportunity missed in our lives. Just keep us focused, Lord. And we ask that in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
That's that cash sign bar talk with Jay. That's right. Go ahead, send them collections in. Send them in. I ain't seen that yet.
Boy, my mind, man. I want to spend about another 10 minutes on that.
Yeah,
you know
I'm
what I mean?
seeing that.
Yeah.
I was like, crap.
It's necessary. See, I'm a big proponent of creating the cloud. You got to create the spiritual cloud with your words.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to ask for every part of the need in your life. If you need money, don't just ask for money. Ask for the debt to be reduced. Ask for the creditor to be satisfied. Ask for the wherewithal to be accessible. Ask for the knowledge to go and get the money. You can't just ask for the money. You got to ask for what you need to get the money, or what you need to make the money be revealed unto you. And so I'm a big proponent of just spending time on a quality subject in prayer. You just go and go and go until you can't go no more.
I be praying backwards. Something wrong with my prayers. Because I be praying for the people that I ain't going to pay back. I mean,
ain't nothing wrong with that.
I got to pray for because you ain't getting it.
Yeah.
And I know you ain't.
Yeah.
So at least I can do is pray for you.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know if that relieve any pain.
Well, what it does is it sets you up for when karma come back to you.
Okay, pray for me.
You know how you say you got to borrow something from them? You can't get in their garage.
Like I said,
right?
At least I did pray. I ain't praying away. I pray for him.
So let's go ahead and cover last week's topic. Mm-hmm. I think it was a profound topic. And many people who listened to the show, I got feedback this week, and they found that it was very, very meaningful information. A couple of my buddies who are married was like, yeah, man, I was able to step my game up. Up because I heard the show. Yeah, we helped some folks, and that's what we're here to do. The subject was, the topic was, what is the real meaning of love and affection? Now, affection is the expression of love, right? Love must love something, right? And so if you love your spouse or your significant other, that love comes through your affections. And many of the things that we talked about were all just good quality things to think about if you're in a relationship. By the way, we weren't talking about dating and really short-term relationship. We were talking about people who are in an established relationship. You gotta wake up to the same person 10 years. How do you keep it fresh, new, and alive? And how do you express and receive love and affection?
Mark,
for one,
can you get this knife on my back?
You gotta show your love, and some of the ways you do that is through touch. When she's doing something for you or you're doing something for him, that sometimes you just want to go and touch him. Go and put your arms around him and say, hey baby, how was your day? Oh, it looks like you're making progress on that thing. You really gotta spend some time with touch. Nothing wrong with put your arms around a person. Oftentimes we pass each other so fast. I imagine couples give each other a little kiss on the way in or on the way out, nothing real major. But I would encourage one of you to, the next time he or she walks in the door, just stand up, greet them, and give them a big hug. One of them hugs like, man, I really appreciate you. I'm glad you're home. And, maybe you do something special, right? We talked about gifts and, all kinds of stuff. But most importantly is to expect their needs. If you see that he ran out of shaving cream, just when you're in the store, get him some. She out of her coffee or whatever, go and get her some. That those are expressions of affection that go far beyond the norm, because now I have supplied you with something that you're going to need for a long time. Right? And it's not just about buying a one shot pass. Kind words are another big way to show love and affection. The point of the matter is you have to intentionally do something in order to express love.
Right, like grab her booty.
Grab her booty.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a show of affection. Ain't
You know what I
when
would-
you grab that bad
Watch
boy
this,
and
watch
hold
this.
on.
I would love to take a survey
Uh-huh.
of the time frame of married men across the board.
Right.
When's the last time you grabbed your woman's ass?
Man, I grab on big booty all the time. Man,
I do
watch
too.
that butt by.
I do too, but
I let
listen,
that know I
a lot of
appreciate
men ain't doing it. And here's
What?
the point of that. That when we have arguments
Uh-huh.
and we have disagreements and we're mad with each other,
Right.
we show affection less. We don't express the affection because I'm mad with you.
I was about
Right?
to say, crap, that's the hugest part, man. And you getting your feelings. Affection is a feeling.
Yeah.
So if I'm mad at you, I'm already in my feelings. I'm not really
Trying to show you. But listen, at some point, you got to make a break. At some point, you got to give in, or she has to give in. If you don't, you're going to be constantly holding back very important expressions of affection and love. And it will deteriorate. I would imagine, like anything else, it would deteriorate that relationship to the point where maybe you don't even respect one another. Right? And not to mention, you did some foul stuff, she did some foul stuff, she did some sneaky stuff that she don't think you know about, you did some sneaky stuff you don't think she know about, and all of this stuff is brewing underneath. Those things will hinder us the ability to show our true love. And so one of the greatest points of the show, I thought, was the act of forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be forgiving your spouse or significant other on a daily basis because they may say something to hurt your feelings, they may not do something that they promise, they may not follow through, and you can't just throw people away.
I'll be trying.
Right? That you gotta find some level of empathetic passion for that person, almost like loving a family member. You can't just be mad enough, that you throw away. Now, if it's habitual, if it's hindering your progress or your family, you got to address some things.
Gotta go.
Right? You gotta go, huh?
Gotta go.
Okay. Well,
It's sad,
that's
man.
when it's time to deal with the issue,
Yeah.
and affection really.
Won't be done in.
See, here's the point. Here's kind of what I'm coming to. It seems like love is just not enough.
You say it again.
It seems like love is just not enough to hold relationships together. You have to be in alignment. You talk about it all the time, Jay.
I sure do.
You got to find some alignment with these people. These people have to be your friend. Okay? They can't just be your spouse or your significant other. You can't just love somebody if they don't bring anything to the table, because you're going to start thinking at a certain point like, man, I'm the only one giving.
Yes.
I'm the only one helping. I'm the only one willing to sacrifice.
Only one pouring out.
It seems like, this person's selfish attitude just, I can't even show them love because they take it the wrong way, right? And sometimes that happens. We talked a little bit about our children, for example, that sometimes we want to stop at the store and buy them something special, but they've been bad. And so now we ain't gonna do that, But again, at a certain point, we're gonna have to find some forgiveness, either talk it through with them, or just resolve it with you and God or in your own heart. But if you don't resolve it, you minimize the love. And that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to create an opportunity to express all the love that you can. And if this helps anybody, it ultimately will help you change your mind. If you are changing your mind about it, then that person who hurt you many years ago, who you haven't talked with in a long time, that person, also train thought. So if there's a person you haven't talked to in a long period of time, maybe you'll find some way to forgive. And if you forgive, you might send them a card, or you might be willing to call them. You might be willing to open up to go into the family reunion, or whatever the case may be. Express more love. That's the point.
I like how you trying to do that.
Yeah.
Right?
And listen, it was a fabulous show. We'd love for you folks to catch it. We're all over the internet: Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, iTunes, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, BarTalkWithJ.com, OfferUp.
There you go.
Yeah. I love OfferUp. Yeah, Let Go.
Craigslist.
Yeah.
Shoot, we everywhere we are.
Yeah, listen, we love it. We joke about this every week.
Come on now, pay
The
attention.
point of the matter is, we want to be where you are. And if there are millions of people on Let Go and Offer Up, then we need to be there somehow expressing this message. So share us, like us, subscribe. Share us, like us, subscribe. Please share us and like us and subscribe. Send this to all your friends and family. Let them know about the positive messages that we are attempting to share here. It's just trying to build the spirit of mankind. That's really all we stand for. And so with that in mind, let's go ahead and cover our quote for the week. We are right on time. We got about 4 minutes before break. And this was a really, really good one. It's kind of philosophical, but I hope it takes everybody to the ground floor because, philosophy is nothing if you can't really apply it in your life. And so we thank Barbara for bringing this quote.
Thank you, George.
She could not be here tonight, just celebrated a birthday not too long ago.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I won't tell her age. But,
no.
Yeah, she holding it down. She holding it down.
Mm-hmm.
And so it goes like this. It's hard to tell the value of a moment until it becomes memory. Someday we'll discover that the small moments we're living now are really the ones worth dreaming about. Learn to appreciate what you have now before time forces you to appreciate what you had.
Ooh. ED. Past tense.
Mm-hmm.
This is just recognizing your surroundings, knowing your people. And I like this. I really do. But a lot of times people just don't recognize a lot of people in your lives for a season. And then because of that alone, they hold on longer than they need to. It happens a lot. And one of the things I tell anybody, when you meet a special person, and I am special, I'm like special ed, I need help. And you meet somebody like me,
Okay.
and you be like, well, this would be the perfect guy for me. Just understand, back in the day, I probably could have been. Now that I got a passion and a purpose, I probably not. One of the reasons why I just date is I have so many goals and things that I'm trying to achieve. I ain't found the right alignment. I'm not gonna try to stop my train to help you and yours. My whole thing is as we go, we either go together or we gonna go apart.
Yeah.
That's what that alignment is about. But again, everybody think it's simple. I like to say, they ask me to give up all what I do. And then I look at what am I getting and what are you willing to give up? Okay, because I got a lot over here. I've been building an empire for a very long time. And it's not about my empire. It's about who I'm traveling down this road with.
Yeah.
Because I want that person to have theirs. We got ours. We got this. But everybody just wants.
Yeah.
And I don't think they wants outweigh a lot of their needs. A lot of them just want. My whole thing is I got passion. So I'm going to invest in me.
Yeah.
Because I know where I want to see and what I want to do.
Right.
So I'm not looking for them to do that. I'm looking for them to do them. And then we can do this together.
There you go. There you go. First thing that comes to mind for me is this first line. It's hard to tell the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. And this is really just simply saying appreciate life. Appreciate people.
Enjoy it.
Appreciate every event that you go to. Appreciate the days.
Yes.
It might have been a hard day, but say, you know what, I'm so glad that this day is gone.
Come on now.
I did it, it was hard, but appreciate the day. Appreciate birthdays and cookouts.
Mm-hmm.
And one I really like, you remember when you were working this good job and
Mm-hmm.
somebody broke the news to you that you were going to be laid off, fired, or something happened and you had to begin entertaining a new opportunity. Like you were forced into entertaining a new opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
It was that moment that brought you to where you were. And sometimes that's what she's talking about. It's hard to tell the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. But it was that moment that sparked something in you to go and get that new job, to open that company, to start this family. If you hadn't did that, you wouldn't met Mrs. Wright. If you hadn't did that, you wouldn't have been in the right place at the right time. Look over your shoulders and appreciate these moments. Because they'll become a part of your memory and your subconscious, but you really won't have understood the value of the moment. And the value of the moment is gratitude, really. You know what I mean? It's being grateful for.
So
like, man, I'm sure glad that boss pushed me and pissed me off that day. Because
So
if he hadn't made me mad that day, man, I'm telling you what.
So you telling me I need to appreciate my old job firing my ass?
Absolutely, you should.
Alright, I'm mad. I'm still mad at him. I'm still been there.
I'm a big proponent of making resolution with your past.
Why didn't make resolution? They got me going.
Because
I ain't have to make no more
if you-
resolution. You ain't there no more.
If you got bad energy on the past, you can't help but push bad energy toward the future.
It was good energy till he fired me, Crab.
Yeah.
I was floating.
Yeah.
And then I crashed. Yeah, you crashed quick when
Yeah.
you realize no more job, no more money.
Yeah.
It changed your whole perspective
No
of
more
life.
groceries.
None of that.
Right.
But I tell you, in that whole arena of believing in yourself,
Yeah.
is that door closed? There was another opportunity right around the corner.
There you go.
And everybody don't want to look at that
Yeah.
because you're so scared of what's in front of you.
Right. And here's the point of this whole discussion is that, Jay, that when you live real life and you recognize those intimate moments that changed your life, those intimate moments that kept you going, those intimate people who you met and they inspired you in the elevator on the way up to the restaurant, whatever, that you almost create muscle memory.
Okay.
You come to expect that everything that's happening to me right now must be for a greater good.
Okay.
See, if you appreciate those moments, now you're expecting those moments. And you're saying, you know what, this is going to work out for my good. This, the last time I was in trouble, the last time I felt like this, I doubled my income. The last time I felt like this, I met, the right person, or I was in the right place. See, it's a build-up, it's a miniature series of tests to bring you to a knowingness. It brings you to a knowingness that I don't have to fight no more. I know this thing is going to work itself out. I don't have to fight in my spirit. You got work to be done, but I don't have to fight in my spirit. This thing is going to work itself out just perfect. Oh, they're trying to lay us off. I'm finna get some more bread out of it.
What?
Might get some more benefits, right? Might work closer to the job, be able to spend more time with my family. All kinds of things can come out of those moves that happen in life. So don't look down on them. And one comes to mind, especially, if you've been going through a challenge and you're getting evicted, or you got to go through bankruptcy, or any of those types of things, man. Those things can weigh heavy in your mind. But there's no way possible you'd have been able to buy that car with the current amount of debt that you had. And so now you got a new car, and so every time something bad happens, there's got to be an equivalent good coming out of it. And keep your mind on that. That's the point I wanted to make here today. So let's go ahead and cover our topic for the week. It is time for our first break. And I think we got a very interesting topic. I can see this going on.
Where y'all be coming up with this stuff?
I don't know. Where do we be coming up with this stuff, bro?
Half people be texting me.
You know what it seemed like? It seemed like every week somebody on Tuesday and Wednesday night will be like, have a camera in my life, and somehow or another they decide that these are the questions that this man need to be asking, and the topic comes up it's almost miraculous. Right? Yeah, my significant other would say that it's almost miraculous that these topics are coming up. So it goes like this for tonight's discussion. Are you friends with any of your exes? How do your current boyfriend or girlfriend feel about it? Spouse, significant other. How do they, the person you're with now, how do they feel about you being friends with your exes?
I know you don't want me to answer that one.
No, we don't want to answer it right now, but boy, it's a thin line between love and hate.
It's a very thin line.
So we are excited about this topic, and we know it's gonna go all over the place. This is a grown folk show, so y'all bear with us on this subject, because I think we're gonna go in. But let's get ready for our break. I got some smooth grooves for you tonight. I brought back a few oldie goldies, and I think you're gonna enjoy it. Stand up, dance, and participate in breaks. But be back with us in just about 4 or 5 minutes. We'll see you then. More Bar Talk with Jay. All right, and we are back. with more Bar Talk with Jay. This is what a fabulous show, man. That first segment is always so full. Between prayer and last week's topic and the quote for today, man, there's always a lot going on in that first segment.
You gotta tell me twice, man.
Yeah, man.
You
Yeah.
see this drink?
Do you see this drink?
Man, Bar Talk done go to a whole nother level, bro.
I know.
Hey, let me put this out.
I'm wondering who you're going to make a drink for at the time for the drink making.
Yeah, well, he's making a...
What is this called? This is the Bob Marley. Yes, sir.
You get it right here, Bar Talk with Jay.
And mine is not quite virgin, but it's short on alcohol.
Ain't no telling what she did to me. It's gonna be all good.
Oh, Lord. We'll find out second half of the show.
I'm about to tell you. Oh, Lord. It's gonna be on tonight.
We always know when you have drugs.
Yeah, get the stuttering. It's all right. It's gonna be a happy moment.
So do we got Jamal on tonight, or Jamal's not coming?
Not yet, he's not picking up.
He's not picking up yet.
Oh, man,
Okay.
we tried.
All right. I got a segment here.
Uh-oh.
You mind if I do
Time for you
Jay?
to jump in there and do your segment.
Yeah, Bar put together all this stuff, and it's just what I deliver, or you deliver. It's just great information to deliver. And so the question becomes tonight: what are the goals of life? What are the goals of life? And the first thing I want to just mention is that most people are not creating real goals. Real goals are always specific. They have a timeline to them, they have a budget to them, they have a series of action steps that go to each one of them. Here's the 10 things I need to do to accomplish this goal. And so you don't want to say a goal like, I want to increase my health. The question is, how do you measure that? How do you measure and increase your health? You can start eating better, you can start running, you can start doing all kinds of stuff, taking vitamins, drinking more water, whatever the case may be. But you really won't have a way to measure if you're healthier. You probably will feel healthier, but there's still no measurement, right? So what you would do is you would say, a real measurement, I want to lose 10 pounds, I want to lose 20 pounds, I want to gain weight, I want to put on more muscle mass. I want to, and here's several specific ones because I want to just get to the point here. I want to become debt-free. I want my credit score over a 700. I want a new house, right? I'm going to open my business by July 1st, 2020. It's going to be open. It's going to be ready for business. I'm going to probably already have some clients by then. If you want to improve your education, I'm going to read 3 books a month. I'm going to sign up for college for next fall. So next June, July, August, I need to be down there in line trying to figure out what they need from me in order for me to get some more education. Create goals that are specific. Every single one of those was measurable. Let's say it's a SMART goals, right? Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time elapsed, time released. It's timed. If it's all of those if it meets all that criteria, then it is a real goal. And so the real goal is I want to become debt free. What are the things I need to do to become debt free? See, this is how you can do your life. You got a journal. At the top of each page, you put one goal. One goal is to become debt free. And then here are 10 things I need to do to become debt free. Now you never have to figure out what to do in life anymore. Period. You've already made a decision. The very first thing I need to do is go sit down with my uncle and have a conversation with him. And then my uncle's going to help me decide if I need to open an account, if I need to call some creditors, if I need to get credit counseling service. Whatever those things might be, I'm going to be very specific in what I need to do to accomplish the goal. Again, you take all of the guesswork out. This is nothing more than planning. And planning is nothing more than creating a vision for tomorrow. Those spiritual ideas, because they're not tangible, you can't hold them in your hand, you can't hold vision in your hand, but those spiritual ideas will bring you to a manifestation in the world. Because if you do those 10 things, you will have changed your behavior, you will have met the right people, you will have put up the right resources, fill out the right applications, bought the right building, started the right business, you will have achieved the goal. You will be taking action toward the goal without any doubt as to whether it is the right thing to do. What are the goals in your life? There can be many of them. You know, people have knee replacements, or if you go get a tummy tuck, or if you go to maybe this one. Here's a big one. This is one that I wanted to be. I'd like this to be like a movement across America, that young folk begin hosting family reunions.
Oh, say it again.
Right?
Just don't start.
It's always the old heads that end up putting these things together. They've been putting them together for years, and there's a spark in a young person that can bring a lot of life to a family reunion. People inviting people that hadn't been around in years. You can be a major proponent of building your family if you'll make that a goal. Right? So there's so many, there's hundreds of thousands of them, but if they're not smart, they're not specific, they're not real goals. So ask yourself the question tonight before you go to sleep. What are your goals? And if you don't know how to answer that question, keep asking the question. If you don't know how to answer the question, keep asking the question. Ask yourself the question
over and over
1,000 times. What are my goals? What are my goals? At a certain point, you're gonna find yourself looking in the mirror, saying it to yourself, like, what are you doing here? What are you really doing? Says you are figuring out, even in asking the question, you'll figure out that, you know what? I've been standing still for a long time.
You ain't doing no action.
I've been just sitting, letting these people boss me around when I can go start my own company. Why haven't I started my own concrete company? Why haven't I started my own lawn care business? Why haven't I started my, man, you got to inspire yourself. Change doesn't come from the outside, it comes from the inside. You change your mind, and I promise you'll change your behavior. If nothing else, you'll start to realize the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And I'll leave it at that.
So help you God. That's the old side prayer right there. I got you, player.
Yeah, man.
I'm starting to feel you there on that one.
Because we got to realize nothing happens through osmosis. Everybody who's ever achieved anything major, I promise you, they were laser focused. Everybody, in every field of human endeavor, if they ever accomplished anything, that's because they were laser focused. What you are seeing is the result of them being laser focused. You're seeing the result of them sacrificing. When everybody wanted to go on vacation and hang out, they had to be in the studio. They had to be writing. They had to be working. That you folks cannot miss the big picture here. You cannot miss the big picture. Life is not about sitting around lounging. Life is about getting things done, and the only way to get things done is to be focused on it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Focus your mind, focus your effort, focus your attention, and I promise you, if you start writing on paper about what you want to do, you'll start to see that paper just come to life. It's a miracle at what happens.
You ain't gonna believe this, bro.
Go ahead.
That person that look like him, that they say it ain't him, we finally got him on the phone.
Okay.
So,
What's happening?
well, I tell you what.
What's happening, boy? How you doing,
say, what's going on, Big Jamal? How you doing, Big Baby? And where you at?
Man, what's happening, fellas? Man, I miss Philly. Just another one of them days, hard grind, beautiful woman, hard work. I ain't got no complaints.
Oh, Lord. Sound like you about to go in.
Yeah.
What we gonna do is we gonna hold you, we gonna go to break, and we gonna come back. Because we gotta go in a little hard, find out about what you got to say about these cornballs and our topic.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and our topic for tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, we can't wait for that. So we only got we got a couple of minutes before we go to break. I want to ask you a quick question here. This is just my opportunity to give you a chance to kind of open the door of how you manage your life, man. What are some of your goals in life?
I'd like to own my own dog training facility. I've always been big on dog training, always been a big animal advocate. That would be my big thing. I love Present Canarios as an international Spanish breed. My daughter finds herself trying to mimic her dad, trying to practice Spanish. So combining two things that I enjoy, Spanish culture and dog training, and something to lead to my daughter would be an ideal business for me that I like to lead long term.
Okay. Now, hey, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I ain't heard too many people who have interest in pets and dogs like you do, but let's do a rapid fire. I'm going to ask you a series of short questions, and you just give me a short answer. And just play with me here for a little bit. This is about goal setting. We're trying to teach a lesson at the same time, get some real world perspective. What is your goal regarding finance?
I need to hit 500,000 by the age of 40.
Net worth?
Net worth 500,000 by the age of 40.
Okay.
The next
good.
3-year plan is to complete my nursing degree, become a surgical technician. After that, be able to buy my own home and then invest in a second home property within the next 7-year span. After buying my second home and using it as an investment, continue to build into small businesses and then progressively earn my net worth by 500,000 by the age of 40.
That's outstanding, man. Listen, let's rapid fire this because I love the way you're thinking. Just real quickly, what are your goals on health?
On health, I need to lose 20 pounds. I refuse to be a dad bod. I need to stay as young looking as I possibly can.
Okay.
My hairline don't agree.
Okay.
So I gotta keep everything else in perspective, and I cannot have the dad bod. So health-wise, I gotta stay fit and active.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Here's a question for you. What are your family goals?
What are my what goals?
Family goals. Family is one of the areas of
I already know that I'm gonna have a blended family just because my 2 kids are with 2 different women. So the next woman that I choose to be with, that is gonna be my wife. Right now, if I entertain a female, it's nothing more than entertainment. Because long term, I would like to have something stable that I want to call a family. I don't waste time with a female. If after 3 times we smash and I ain't talking to you about nothing entertaining wise, mentally, I promise you nothing more than a smash. Because if I can't invite you around my kids, you're not worth my time. So I would treat you like a smash.
So it sounds like you have a goal to get married.
The goal is to get married. So I'm not gonna waste time on dating a female just to date her because she's cute.
Yeah.
I got a 3-date minimum. Relationships are expensive emotionally and financially.
Yes.
So I am not going to take away from the cost of my time with my kids or my child's entertainment to entertain a female who is not long-term going to be my wife.
And here is
That's why I treat a
Am I
smash
only
like a
one?
smash and a wife like a wife.
Okay,
Now,
hold on.
y'all two on the same page. Why I'm thinking something like, I thought the goal was something smashing. It sounded like that's what the goal was.
Man,
Is that just me?
smashing gets old, man.
It might get old, but it sounds like we love to do.
Right.
I'm just saying.
I'm just keeping it in perspective in this level. I'm not saying my relationships are built off of that. I'm simply saying financially, you got to take a woman out on a date to entertain her. You got to maintain or improve her lifestyle. That's the type of man you want to be. It costs time and money. When you are not making money, you are losing money by the things that you are using as liabilities throughout your daily expense. So if I choose to integrate a female into that is not long-term going to be there, she is a financial and emotional liability.
Okay, watch
Why
this.
extend my pocket for a female that's not going to be there in the long term just to do it?
Okay, watch this. Watch this. This is the point. Setting a goal, knowing what you want, keeps you from low payoff activity. It allows you the ability. It allows you the ability to say no to some stuff. You know, if that is not going down the path that's going to help you, say no to it and spend your time and your dollars and resources on the things that are going to get you toward your goal. And I think that's a big one. If you've decided that you're going to have a relationship, long-term relationship, whether you marry them or not, if you've made the decision to do that, then just like he said, if you meet scrubs, you push them away. You say, hey, I ain't got time for that. I'm not going to, you might have some great sex, but that's all you worth. And I'm not going to spend I'm not going to invest my time and energy in you. Go ahead.
Now, check this out. It's going to take a strong woman to understand this. As I told you earlier, you asked me what my goal is. Financially, I want to be a homeowner. I want to have an investment property. I think the biggest asset to any man in America is land. So if I have the equity of land and a home that can be used for an investment property and leave something for my child to do along with her father, and it's now become a family-owned business that I don't work for anyone else, I think that makes me a wealthy human being. The only way I can accomplish saving for a house is by saying no to extra activities that are going to
Very
cost
good.
me rather than bring me value.
Very good, very good, very good. Listen, we got to take a break now. We're going to have you back here in just a moment after
Oh,
the
yeah.
break so you can do your segment. You folks stay tuned. We're going to be right back. More Bar Talk with Jay. We got Jamal on right now, and we're going to have the good Reverend Dr. Jeffrey on here in another, the next segment. So y'all stay tuned. We got a lot more for you. We'll be right back. I tell you what, that's some good stuff. I'm telling you, I just love this show, man. I love what we talk about here. It's just so intriguing, number one, because you really get to hear other people's perspective. But now we got the good Reverend. No, this ain't good Reverend. This is Jamal.
There ain't no reverend, bro.
I know. I need to find a nickname.
I mean, wait a minute, he do be putting hands on folks.
I do.
Jamal put some hands on you.
Yeah, man.
And his collar do be popped upside down.
Yeah, folks. This is Jamal in the house, and so you doing tonight? You doing all right tonight, bro?
Bro, I'm cool, man. Just another good day.
Okay.
Another beautiful day.
Okay. And is there anything in particular on your mind tonight, my friend?
First off, I just gotta say, man, I love my daughter, Jersey. I love my son, Josiah. I thank them for just being awesome kids that they are. Thank their mothers for raising them how they do. I just love my kids. Shout out to them.
That's beautiful. Shout out to the kids.
There it is.
Yeah, we love it. Would you like to take a stab at the topic for the week?
What's the topic for the week, man? What's poppin'?
It goes like this. Are you friends with any of your exes?
Yeah.
How do your current girlfriend or friend feel about that?
Ooh.
Oh.
Listen, some girls can handle the truth and some girls can't.
I mean,
So,
yeah, you got to fire it out, bro. Nah, you be throwing me under the bus all the time. You better go for it.
the girl you may be with may not be the one that can handle it.
Right.
The girl who your friend that you been sleeping on, that's probably the girl you can tell the truth to, like, hey, I done did right with so-and-so. Me and a certain friend of mine got that relationship that I could tell her about who and when and how, and we good.
Okay.
And I do still speak to a couple of females that I have so often on occasion hit up after 9 p.m. For
Okay.
extra, game night activities.
Yeah, but she doesn't necessarily know all that, right?
Some of them, she knows about I got that relationship with her that she knows about what I've done, and she knows a couple that I've.
Still smash?
No.
She know you still smashing some of the exes?
No, still I don't still smash some other chicks. Some of them chicks is married, but we still cool though.
Okay. Now, listen, there's nothing wrong with being cool. Let's go ahead and set mark right there. There's nothing wrong with being cool with an ex. And I got a couple of questions to ask you, but let's flip the switch. How do you handle her being friends with her exes?
Man, you gotta have some strong-mindedness, man. That lifestyle not built for everybody. But I will tell you this: the more you show your insecurity, is the more, not me, but somebody that look like me, gonna take advantage of that insecurity to the fullest.
Yeah, and
So,
it's probably gonna be her
tighten
ex.
the game up.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be her ex,
All up in.
right? and
All right. This would be my segment for my cornballs. You make yourself food to some real sharks if you look insecure and desperate to your female. I've run into a couple of my exes. Some of them I've seen them and get like, good Lord, you nice. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Right.
you want to take a trip down memory lane?
right.
And it be game on. But the thing that always make it easy is the insecure boyfriend at home or the one that's not paying attention. That make it food for a dude like me. Not me, somebody like me.
Right.
They make it food for somebody like me to just come in there and take advantage. Like, hey, sweetheart, if he ain't man enough to handle this, I got something man enough for you to do after 9 p.m. on game night.
Yeah. See, boy, there's so much I want to talk about here. Okay, let's just say you know one of her exes, and he's a Mac. No ifs, ands, and buts.
Okay.
Right? He a player, you know, he suave looking dude, handle his business, maybe, you know, drive nice, have a nice house, whatever. That and she tells you that she's just friends with him. Right? We just friends. We just talk, just catch up, how grandma doing, whatever. Are you comfortable with that?
Wait, take that again? Is she doing what?
I mean, she's friends with her ex, but you know her ex. You know he a Mac. You know he's suave, you know what I mean? And the reality is, let's go ahead and just cut through the chase. The reality is, if you are friends with your ex, it is an easy opportunity to smash. It certainly makes it much easier. And so the concern is, are you really friends, or are you on the edge of smashing? Right? Or have you know what I mean?
That's what you're trying to get at.
I mean, yeah, that's the reality of it.
As easy as it is for me to smash an ex, it's as easy for me to smash a female that I just met.
Not
the opportunity is there.
Yeah, but
if I'm alone in the room and ain't nobody around to see, is it really cheating if I ain't get caught?
Yes.
Alright then, so whether it's somebody new or old, the effect can still put me in the same liability, whether I knew them from the past or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, however, if it's that person that's just an issue in y'all relationship, well, you ain't making it no better.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that ain't gonna help the situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
If y'all been talking about him for the past 6 months and then surprised you intend to finally smash, well,
yeah. Let's
you got a reason to cut you out.
Yeah. Let's focus here for just a moment, right? We're talking about, are you friends with any of your exes, and how does your current significant other feel about that? So, you are you suggesting that you are kind of okay with her being friends with this guy, even though you kind of know his personality, you know his track record?
I can know his track record. I can know his personality. If I'm insecure about what my female can do, then, dude, you fresh food. But if you strong and secure about your stuff, and you strong and secure about your woman, you ain't got nothing to worry about.
See, man.
If you got your game tight with your woman, and it's like, hey, baby, you know that's mine, right? You better not give it to nobody. And she's secure that she's, baby, you know I'm yours. And that love is there. She could be friends with goddamn Magic Don Juan for all I care.
Right.
I know my woman's gonna act like a woman.
Right.
If I'm insecure about what is possible to happen, not only am I saying, do I not trust you, woman, because I don't trust you to keep your legs closed, so I don't trust myself to being in this relationship. So you can be a cornball about it, or you can man the hell up. The choice is yours.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with you, brother, but, you know, if I come into the company of my ex and her boyfriend, and we are friends, he probably ain't gonna feel secure no matter what's going on in that house. Right?
Wow.
Especially, you know what I'm saying? Because I might kiss on her cheek, shake her hands, you know, give her some eye contact.
Oh, you gonna do it like that?
No, listen, I'm always gonna do the right thing.
You know what I'm saying? You doing the right thing.
I'm always gonna do the right thing, but, you know, I just always get mistaken for being the wrong type of guy. And all of them see me as a threat for some reason. And it may not be necessarily because they're insecure, but they know what their lady...
Take that compliment, bro. That's smooth tipping.
Yeah.
Hey, if the man is insecure about how he feels about his woman with the next dude, well then, for that woman, she got every right to say, husband, step your game up. You see what's out here for me. Or B, she get her loving where she could get some loving. Either way, I think this is a win for the female. If it's vice versa, I think it's a win for the male. Wake up, smell the roses. You don't want to lose a person that you really care about because somebody's showing more attention. In other words, date your woman. Don't let her lose that interest. Women, do the same things it took to get that man to keep that man.
So,
if the person has the opportunity to get that close, to be alone for them to smash, that is time you are not spending with your significant other.
Yeah.
You are leaving that door open.
Yeah. And so watch this.
Now I'm giving relationship advice.
Yeah, you really are, but I'm just wanting to make it a little more real, right?
Okay.
This guy that she works with, handsome fella, you know what I'm saying? On the job, she see him every day, all day. You know, they might have lunch together. It's no big deal. They're working on the same project. And you're not upset about that, right? You okay with her?
So he started working that project.
Yeah, let's say they work together. Either way, you know, they could be at the convenience store or in the office building, whatever. They work together, and you know, they go to lunch together sometime. You know, every once in a while. They're just friends. You don't have any problem with that. You don't have any problem with that, do you?
Okay.
I'm just okay.
Yeah. Oh, you're okay with that?
He's okay with it.
Come whisper that in my ear. Come whisper that in my ear.
You say if somebody she work with, she goes out and has lunch with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a problem, right?
Okay.
Okay. See,
She has a lunch date with the coworker. She has lunch date with the pastor. She has lunch date with the basketball coach for all I care. If I'm secure with my woman, I'm not worried about her opening her legs to Tom, Dick, and Harry because I know I'm going to treat my woman like the friend, the queen, and the love that she is.
Okay.
There is no reason that a woman receives the love and attention that she has and still goes out to cheat. I don't think most women are built that way. I think you have to leave the door open for them to creep.
Okay, now watch this. Now watch this. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up. Let's just go ahead and bring it up right here. I got a message from the team in house, and they wanted to tell this story.
What they got?
Miss Tiny is friends with Floyd Mayweather, and T.I. always loses his cool when the two of them link up. But Tiny and Floyd are just friends. So, are you okay with people being friends with your significant other, being friends with somebody?
Tiny should have got choked the hell out. Let me just start off by saying that. She made a violation. She made an ATL violation. I don't care. First thing first, I think you slept with him. It's one thing if I know about your
Now
friend.
we talking.
But if I think you slept with him,
Yeah.
you better not be friends with him. If I didn't cut him out already, if I didn't say something about him and you still befriend him, I'm going to cut you again. If you befriend him while we enemies, and you violate. Just point blank period.
Now,
And then if you go to his house party and you twerking on him while we got daggone separated, I feel like I got the right to smash your friend just because maybe
You named about 3 or 4 people, didn't you?
you know,
You
man.
didn't want to smash.
I'm so glad you came like that because we couldn't seem to get the real out of you, man. We couldn't get the real. You got real passionate then because that question is the same question I've been asking you, and you've been like, oh yeah, I'm okay. You know, she'd be a friend.
That ain't what you said.
Listen,
If it's a co-worker or something.
Yep.
I mean,
Same
that
thing.
stuff happens.
Same
But
thing.
you ain't say Floyd is Tiny. See, that's a whole different level of disrespect right there. Like, wait a minute. You're not gonna go out there and smash my enemy. Go smash a new dude. Go smash jailbait.
But watch
smash
this.
the guy that going inmate for all I care. Don't smash somebody I got problems with.
Okay,
I'm
but-
a Crip, don't go smashing blood.
Watch
this
this.
is wrong.
Watch this.
Wow.
That's the same thing we've been talking about here. That you and how do you feel about your lady being friends with her ex? The ex is Tiny and Mayweather. That's exactly the same relationship. You know what I'm saying? Are you okay? She smashed him. She lived with him for 3 years, right? Now they're friends.
Wait, she lived with that nigga for 3 years?
They went together. We're talking about exes here, bruh. Ain't nobody gonna be your ex unless they were smashing, right? So listen, get where I'm coming from. This is your wife's ex. It could be her ex-husband, ex-boyfriend, ex-lover, whatever. But how do you feel about her being friends with that person who she has slept with, who she may have had emotions with for long periods of time? She may know his family. She may know his favorite color and what size his drawers is. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand the question that we're asking here. How do you feel about your special someone being friends with somebody that they used to be with?
If it's something before that me and her had something going on, I can't say nothing because I have a past just like she got a past. If it is someone that has been a problem in our relationship, in the time that me and you said that is mine, this is yours, that's a whole different subject.
Yeah, that's a whole different subject. That's a
If
whole
she
different subject.
did it before we got together, I can't judge her.
Okay,
It was before me.
I ain't got to the
If
emotion.
somebody you cheated on me with,
No.
we done got past it,
No.
and you still still trying to be friends with the person that's a problem in a relationship, sending new pictures or sending into DMs and stuff at 3 in the morning, got your phone blowing up, then that's a problem.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about your ex, your wife, being friends with her ex-man. Just as simple as that. It ain't about circumstantial.
I can't be mad at that. Like, I really can't.
Well, listen, I'm of the notion.
I'm friends with a couple of my ex-girls, and they married, and, you know, with no disrespect to their relationship, I applaud them for their relationship, you know what I mean? And there's nothing more than friendship at this point.
At this point.
So I can't be totally, like, I can't control myself. There are some females that I slept with, yo, we better off as friends. The sex was great, thanks for the butt, but we're better off as friends.
Man, I mean, okay, let me say this, and I'm just trying to create a great radio.
You really telling me you don't have some females in your life you done smashed that you are just friends with now?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
But here's the point. I could smash every single one of them because I don't burn bridges behind me. So here's the point. Now my lady has got to trust me being friends. She have to trust me in a very unique way because now she don't know. She got to know, and over time I'll show her. Am I fishing for other attention? Am I fishing to make her jealous? Am I fishing because this is a real genuine relationship that that can't be replaced or can't be put out, so to speak. The fire can't be put out, but she's got to be able to trust me in a very unique way, and that's the point I wanted to make here. Go ahead.
Ain't that what I had said? You gotta be able to trust that woman that she gonna keep her legs closed. That's a unique type of trust. You gotta.
Right.
She gotta trust you in that situation. You gotta trust her.
Right.
That unique type of love that I'm not insecure about who she's around. She could be around a bunch of male strippers. I know my woman's not going to cheat on me because she's content with what she has. She's not intrigued. I didn't leave a door open for her to be intrigued by something else. I'm her friend, her lover, her security, her confidant. I'm not going to be her everything, but I'm going to be the best that I can be to her, knowing that, you know what, I'm secure. We trust each other.
Okay.
That's why I can be friends with my ex.
I like that. And let's throw a circumstance in here and see if it makes any difference. And so, y'all got money problems, whatever they may be. Just hypothetical, right? You got money problems. Been a lot of heat.
Her about it. I already know where you're going with it.
It's been a lot.
Her ex about money problems.
Oh, no. You introduced something there. But listen, we got money problems. It's been heated in the house, right? You ain't talked for a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, month. That stuff goes on for long periods of time in these relationships. And so now you really not as confident about that friendship she might be having as you were when y'all was cool. So the point of the matter is that how you feel about her having a friend may be circumstantial. Sometimes.
Again, see, financial right there, that's that financial security. That will make a 10-inch man go to a 6-inch man real quick. When he don't got that wallet to back it up, every man looks like to be competition that can provide for a beautiful woman when he can't provide at that moment.
Right.
So that financial security, when a woman sees the money going down, you don't look as handsome as you used to.
Right. And
all the little cute things ain't cute no more.
And listen, she having conversations with her ex, not necessarily about y'all's problems, but she talking to your ex, and the ex balling out of control.
Again, it may be one of them dudes where I'm that somebody like me is that friend on the other line. And he just made me sit back like I'm gonna wait till bro go bankrupt and just be right there to fix it.
You keep blowing it, man. I'm trying. We're trying to build family here, man.
Don't sound like
it. It don't sound like it, do it?
Don't sound like it.
We trying to build family here, man.
You ain't winning, bro.
Yeah, you ain't winning.
So, somebody like me might just sit back and play the friend role, wait till the man go bankrupt, and hey, I'm gonna be right there to fix it. I can be Captain Saberhawk at that current moment. Just because I know I'm financially more secure than the next man.
Yeah.
That's what somebody like me can do.
Yeah, and my point is
the insecurity for that boyfriend that's going through that is this. That is your issue. Until you can provide more than what's needed, that will continue to be your issue where every man looks like an obstacle. It just won't be that man.
Yeah.
Every dude
listen,
she interacts with, smiles with, is going to look like competition when you can't provide.
Hold on. Here's a principle of life. There's always going to be high tide and low tide. High tide, low tide. And we don't know what either one of them looks like. But when it's low tide, you want to believe that your spouse is doing right, but it might be kind of hard to believe it during those hard times, right? Because maybe you need more love from her, more understanding, more attention, whatever the case may be, and you're not getting it, but she's still talking to her friend who still is balling out of control. And he just might be sending special lunches, he might be sending flowers, he might be providing a little cash flow here and there. I mean, now you don't know those things, but that is the potential for your significant other being friends with her ex. My ex can't call me.
Yeah, I just said that. When your pockets is low and he's better off, then yeah, there's a chance that she might smash because he's waiting around playing Captain Saberhawk.
Yeah, and that wouldn't happen if she wasn't friends with her ex. See, you can't put new wine.
That could happen with a co-worker that she goes to work with every day.
You can't.
That could happen with a deli man that she sees every day on her work. On her way to work. That can happen with anybody.
Right. But if it's an ex, there's a history. It ain't that it's just happening, there's somebody at your job. We're talking about the history of the relationship. And so
if it's an ex, bro, I get what you're saying. I mean, it's still gonna be the same penetration whether it's somebody new or old.
Yeah.
It just might hurt your heart a little more.
Yeah.
Either way, she took one from somebody else. So you got to get over that one.
And listen, we didn't even get to they smash or they get money or they do whatever stuff. We're just talking about the simple fact that they have someone in their life who used to be important to them, very important. They perhaps had already been engaged, had already decided to have a family. Maybe they even have kids together. We didn't even talk about your kids' parents, your kids' father or mother. Being friends with your kid's father or mother. I would imagine most men who had a kid with a certain person might be able to go back and smash if they want to. And now you got
you talking about baby mama rules?
Yeah. Listen, we got to go to break, man. We got to go to break. You can stay tuned, man, because we got to bring back after Jeffrey. We're gonna bring back Jeffrey, and then you're welcome to come back and see us, man. I hope you're watching the show with us because this is good stuff. And I really appreciate how you brought it tonight. Your perspective allowed the door to open for some of this dialogue, man. So we really appreciate it. And you folks stay tuned. We're going to be right back. More Bar Talk with Jay right after this. All right, and we are back
with Bar Talk with Jay.
Yes.
It looked like you had fun that last segment,
man. That segment was fun. Listen, those are the segments that you don't have to do a lot of thinking. It's just real world.
I was doing a whole lot of things, but now it's time for me to talk. It's time to get in.
I'm ready for you to talk.
I'm ready to stir the pot.
Cause I'm gonna put you in a few scenarios.
Just a few.
I'd like to see how you respond, right? Because see, Jay always likes to talk from the single man perspective.
I mean, well, that's what I am.
Who's not no plans or he'll get married, none of that.
No plans.
It's just having fun, right? I mean, that's where he's at in this life. And if you're there, acknowledge it. That's where I am. I'm in the having fun stage of my life. I'm not gonna have a relationship. Having that as an agenda in your life, an objective in your life, will keep you from
happiness.
Yeah, it will keep you happy, but because it'll keep you from getting into relationships that you otherwise know aren't going to work because you're not ready for them.
That's correct.
Right? So here's the question for you, Jay. I want you to pretend that you have a significant other. She is your main, one and only lady.
The only one I come home to and grab onto.
Grab onto it, Jay. Listen, she fills all your gaps. You know what I'm saying? She's a person who, she understands your needs and she feels your vision and your goals and she don't mind living on a short budget or a long budget. You know, she's a great money manager and she put that good loving on you every single night. right? And I tell you what, but she
What?
real close friends to Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan?
Yeah, the Michael Jordan.
You talking about Michael Jordan?
Yeah, they kind of talk.
23?
Yeah, she close to, it ain't got to be him. Let's say a celebrity.
Oh, hell no, we're on Michael now.
Michael. Yeah.
Her and Michael?
Yeah.
Best friend?
Yeah. You okay with that, right? 'Cause
Hell no, I ain't okay. Michael?
She take good care of
Michael
her.
got long money, dog, bro. No, he can fly that ass in anytime he want. Michael?
Listen, you are setting precedent with your answer, because what you're saying is, if the friend is balling out of control, he cannot be a friend.
Hell no, he can't. No, cause nope.
Well, listen, what kind of mishaps might you anticipate in such a friendship?
Mishap, she gone for a week. You should know. Ain't no mishap. He done flew you. She was like, well, kinda. What you mean kinda?
Yeah.
You just kind of fell on the two, right?
Or she come home with that nice, you ain't seen that purse, right? She has a habit of going out
No, she come back with a new car. You really want to be mad, but this is a nice car.
Yeah.
You got that long money.
All right.
You gonna tell her to take it back. You be like, okay.
And so she comes to you and says, Michael is doing this event next week. I want to go. I want to go to Chicago to the event. Would you mind if I go hang out?
Yeah, can I go? I want to know mine too.
Well, sure you can go, honey, but you probably got to work.
No, I'm taking off. Be like a female then, I'm taking off. I'm going right there with
something good came out of that question I just asked, right? That comment I just made, because now you can start to see that potentially the friendship may not be all friendship. Because she said she started trying to talk you out of going, hanging out with them for the weekend.
Because I know I'm right there.
Right.
Well, me and Mike was just gonna ride to the other side. Well, me, you, and Mike can ride to the other side. We can do that together.
Okay, let's scale it back. Let's just say it's her ex-boyfriend. Whatever, regular guy, he worked a regular job, he got making regular money, but she's friends with her ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
Okay.
You don't care? Okay.
I mean, that doesn't sound wrong.
I mean,
okay, I guess you can.
Yeah.
Just to keep it consistent.
I was about to say.
Just to keep it consistent.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I'm kind of messed up.
I'm feeling incongruent with that answer.
I mean, you don't have to. I feel quite comfortable. He broke. He ain't doing that.
So you're not threatened by him.
I ain't gonna be a what to be threatened about.
So, a significant other's ability to be friends with their ex is based on how you see their ex.
Now, I'm picking, I'm having fun. But I'm going to tell you, a lot of times people don't want to consider that. But that's what some things is based on. If you know the person that your significant other dated is kind of powerful or well known, it gives you a different mindset.
Okay.
Compared to a person that is on the level of regular. Okay?
Right.
Because if she's done with him, she's done with him.
Right.
But when you talk about a person that has power and pull, you might be done with him because he was done with you. So they still might be kind of still holding on to because they see the future and the future really just wasn't there. So it's a lot different. And then you already know that person got the pull that you really don't got. He got the financial ends to be able to do things you can't really match. Now you can be there for your woman, you can do a lot of things for your woman, but financially you might not be able to buy her that brand new car because you invested in her future. So now see, this is where people forget. I invested in your future, so I helped pay for your college.
Right.
I helped pay for you to get that degree you need, but he can pay all that off, so it nullifies me. So as I say, I invested in you, but he gave all that back. So see, now you starting to feel a certain kind of way because I didn't invest for nobody to give me nothing back. Okay,
Right.
It's because I seen a future other than what it could be now. Because if you got somebody else that can wipe out quickly all what you do, that's where it becomes a challenge to you. That's a mental. It don't have to be. Because if you're mentally strong, you might not even be worried about that. But don't get me wrong, when it comes to certain people, it automatically come to mind depending on where they at. Status could mean a lot different than just thinking, hey, this person right here now, she wouldn't just go back because she went through a lot of difficult things. Now you start talking about somebody that got a lot of money and they had a little difficult thing. You just don't know. But that's you. You challenging yourself more so than her. She has to say.
Yeah, and you know, again, there's so many perspectives
And
on
then,
the
you know,
subject.
I'm a pimp, so I'd be like, yo, Mike called me, you best to go. Talking about when Mike was trying to make a move on me, you better make him do whatever you need to get that Mobile, whatever. You know how many bills we got up in here?
Oh,
Talking about,
you gonna pimp your wife?
I mean, it's not completely pimp. I mean, she was probably gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, that's
A little extra incentive of understanding is less on the plate.
Shame on you, Jay.
But shame on what? If she's gonna do it anyway, I'm just saying. Can I put my
But
card
she
in
wasn't
there?
gonna do it. They just
But if
friends,
she
man.
man, that's what she said. Can I put my credit card in there? I mean, if you gonna get some things paid off, help us. Quit this being about you. Coming back with all your Gucci bag. I don't want no Gucci bag. I want my credit card paid off. So I'm gonna slide my card right in your purse.
You are so wrong.
And
for
you know,
this
if you
dialogue.
want to go out with him and I pay and he pay it all off, I'm down. Just yes.
You sound
I fly on up there. Yes.
crazy, bro.
I don't care. What? People think like this, crap.
People do
problem
think
of the
like
day
that. People do
is-
think like
is
that.
everybody want to act like we don't.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
And then nobody want to joke about it. But yes, this is more like you.
So you're saying that there are guys, for example, who might be okay with their wife having a rich friend?
I'm just saying to you like this.
I
They
thought
were
you said
probably
that-
they were probably like a rich friend compared to a broke friend. So a rich friend is able to fly her places and do things, and they say they ain't doing anything. But a broke person take her to the movies and try to spend time with her, try to get in her head. Sometimes
Yeah.
you gotta ask yourself, because
Well,
a
see-
rich person that's flying, he got so much entertainment going on, he ain't never even around.
Yeah.
So this person is just spending money because money doesn't mean anything to him.
Yeah.
Because again, where his mindset is,
Yeah.
a person that don't have money is gonna be able to do a little bit more damage when it comes to mind control.
Yes.
Because he don't have that luxury.
Right.
I can't fly you all over the world, but I can do the simple things
And-
that I feel
and
somebody else ain't
here's
doing.
the thing.
I'm just saying.
The broke guy or the guy who's just making a living is typically got a lot more access to your lady.
Mm.
Right? Because he lives 3 or 4 blocks away.
Okay, tall.
And that can be a detour home any night, you know? And so, you know, we're talking about being friends with your ex. It is, it's very interesting how you think about it. Because I heard both sides of the equation. That, hey, be friends with him and get what you can get out of him. The other side says, don't be friends with him because he's got too much potential to sway you.
Now, let me throw myself under the bus real quick, because I'll have some fun with that one real quick, because that scenario really ain't me. I'm friends with mostly everybody I ever date. And it's not like I just keep all open doors, because I know I'm gonna have all kind of knives being thrown at me. But one of the things I can tell you is why I gotta hate anybody.
Right.
And then again, if I dated somebody and it didn't work out, that's just what it was.
Yeah.
I don't have to look at it as this person less than the other. No, I date to eliminate, and I enjoy everybody I'm with, and I don't compare them. You know, somebody mentioned to me, you know, when you have a lot of options, you don't always make a choice. That's because you don't understand what you call options and what I call options as well. But choices is when I decide what's best for me.
Right.
I know me now. So knowing me and loving me, options that everybody think I might have, I really don't. It ain't even as tempting or good to me. I do things different because I have a purpose. Wasting time, which some people might call wasting time, I'm actually helping people out. I help more people than most people ever know. And I'm not looking for anybody to pat me or tell me anything different or what I do. But I'm not going to be in everybody's life. It's not. I'm not for everyone.
Yeah. See.
But I still respect and have fun.
Yeah.
Different.
Kind of another major component before I lose my train of thought here.
What else you got from me?
I lost it. I just lost it. It'll come back to me. I was listening to what you were saying and also, but you know,
I'm kind of nasty with it.
yeah, it's a very interesting dynamic for friends.
Now hold on, I ain't just friends. I'm still friends with all of my exes. Now when I say friends,
Listen, here's the thing. You can't put new wine into old wineskins.
I gotta put something in something.
Listen.
I did back then.
Hold on. They were your ex.
Yeah.
You served the time. It didn't work out. Whatever happens.
Mhm.
But now you have a new lady in your
Yeah.
life, or you have a new man for you ladies. You have a new man in your life that your new man or your new lady should not have to be thinking or make major decisions about how they're going to handle you talking to your ex.
Why should
You
you
cannot bring that into the relationship.
What she worried about? I mean, crap. I
Because-
talk to everybody.
Jay,
People-
you want me, Jay, you want me to be understanding. I don't,
I mean,
you want me to be
understanding.
real understanding of the
Somewhat.
person who you used to have a life with. You ain't got no business talking to them. There ain't nothing that you share now. He used to be your boyfriend. You got rid of the boyfriend. Now I'm the boyfriend. So there's no need for another ex-boyfriend. He's out. Get him out. Don't talk to him. Don't be. You gotta keep those lines safe for the person who you're now in love with. I'm not going to allow my significant other to be worried or fearful or doubtful about my ex.
I mean,
I would rather push my ex so far away that we never even have to talk about them see him. She don't have to worry about a text message or an email or being called at holidays. I don't need any of that. I let bygones be bygones and I move to my present moment, because to some degree, and you know, people are very selfish in this world. To some degree, people hold on to what they had. And
Yes,
they can call it a different name, but what they're really holding on to is that bond that they had. And that bond, no matter how it looks at first, every single time they talk, it deepens.
Right.
Every single time they talk, memories come up, old stories. Remember that night. You can't help
that
it.
night?
It's the nature
Yeah,
of
that was
things.
freaky.
And so
That was
you
good
gotta
night.
find a way to put the old things away. Put the ex in their place. They are ex, and they're not going to tamper with my right now, my Mrs. Right. And if you take that attitude, I promise you, you'll never have a problem. There's nothing wrong with being, associates and, reaching out here and there, but let's not have rituals. Let's not say, hey, we call each other every year on our birthday, before day, or every year I send you this major card and this gift and you just be in love. No, don't do that.
No, you way out my league. I don't do all that.
I appreciate the thoughts,
No.
but you're in my past now, and the reality is that all the women have been very attractive. So now, if I have my ex in some format or another standing in front of my right now is not gonna feel comfortable. I'm not gonna feel comfortable. If my lady's ex is standing right in front of me, I'm like, damn. I understand they might be friends, but this dude like them been through my lady. You know what I'm saying? They were together for years. They lived together. Those tapes are playing in my head, and I can't necessarily get them out. Because what it says to me, good, bad, or indifferent, they're just feelings. Feelings aren't right or wrong. It makes me feel like I might have to compete in my current relationship. And that's a bad feeling to convey to the person who you're supposed to be loving and with right now. I never want that to happen. That's oftentimes when we had the show where we talked about side chicks showing up to the Christmas party.
Oh, I had
Right?
no problem talking about that. But
Yeah, and so
Damn.
you don't want to keep a relationship so that your ex-wife shows up to the Christmas party.
No,
That's
no.
not what you want. That's not what you need. There's always going to be, when we talk about
We gotta
kids.
give a different side to this, man.
Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
feeling like the other side ain't being said.
Okay, we got
You gotta remember, there's a lot of exes. One of the reasons why I said friends is I got past the pain. I wanted to be with that person long term. It didn't work out.
Okay.
So I had to make a decision, or they made a decision. After we made that decision, we went through our time. And everybody got to understand, time can't heal. That's up to that person if they want to hold on to it or not. But again, time can't heal. So when I went through that, and remember, a lot of the people I dealt with, I was friends first. It wasn't just a smash. So we had something to go back to when we got past that little hurt.
All of that is very valid. I'm not taking any of that away from you.
Keep going then.
But none of those decisions, none of those feelings, none of that stuff can be imparted to your right now.
I mean,
She doesn't know all of that. All she knows is that is the ex. And we know the role exes has played, what they've done.
Then they try to play back
Okay.
in.
When I was in college, she was with him the whole time, right? And so, she knows his drink, and you know what I'm saying? She acting like she done seen that suit before.
Right.
And come on, man. It's
I get
really,
you.
it's troublesome
to
to bring exes into your right now.
It can be.
Yeah.
You got to remember also, it's everybody don't think the same. So when you talk and realize everybody ain't gonna have that problem. Everybody's not going to have that mentality. Now with me, I will tell you all day long, I'm more open, transparent. So anybody meet me and talk to me, they already know. For me to still have friends with exes and the rest, it's just my personality.
Okay.
Now to be worried about me makes me realize you might not really know me. Because you don't have to always worry about some of the things that you might be thinking. Think about the fact that I have outstanding relationships. Most of the people I did had kids. I have outstanding relationships with a lot of the kids more so I do them. So I told you, I'm really cool with a lot of my exes. But I'm really cool with some of the siblings that I got tied to than them. I don't sexually have anything to do with them.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, if they see me, we talk, you would think all day long, especially when a child come up and treat me and show me what you gonna automatically think is way more than what it is. But my whole thing is I didn't have to give up on the young ones because they ended their life.
Yeah, and you bring up a great point. It's time for us to go to break, but when you have your new lady, and let's just say this is your Mrs. Right, you're going to have to go through the extreme explanation of making her comfortable with all of that.
I do.
And that's not going to necessarily be an easy job because she may have been cheated on several times in her previous relationships. And they want to talk about you friends with your ex.
I'm
and even though that ain't your child, you be going over there to the baseball games and y'all be hanging out on Saturday mornings together.
All day long.
The point is, man, is that it's it's going to be a lot of work to do.
It's going to be. But one of the things I would tell anybody, I don't really get in monogamous relationships. I just date. I caught hell just for doing that, for being honest on the upfront with that. So you gonna catch a little bit of hell over anything that you call the truth. Just staying true to it. Bottom line is you trying to prove. What are you trying to prove? Well, if you're not out doing that, one of the things you should not be worried about is just that with her. I have to convince her. First of all, she got to get past her own insecurities.
No,
it's not for me to get her past. No,
it is absolutely because you're the one bringing the problem into the house.
That's not a problem if I keep up with a person's child. I believe in a village. I'm not leaving a child because this person don't like
Here's the point.
her.
Here's another great point. We talked about you're going to have to find a way to mesh that.
I don't have to find because it just don't mesh.
Jay, you're not being in reality here, man, because you telling me that your wife want to go over her baby daddy house for the birthday party and all that stuff, and you ain't not gonna be like that.
Why can't she spend time? Well, she is right because she can go over there and do the right thing without me being worried about it.
She could, but it's not going to happen until you bridge the gap, and that's what we're talking about here.
What do you mean by bridge?
Like, take you with her. Maybe introduce her to the old friend. Maybe y'all all go out together and hang out together a little bit. But you can't just expect people to understand how you feel about something. They don't know until you tell them or you express it to them. You are going to set them up for your scenario to look like you might be cheating, and you might have every innocent intention, but it looks like you might be cheating because you're with somebody who you've been with. You're with somebody who I don't understand your relationship, and until you bridge the gap, I'm not gonna understand.
Now, I'll give you that.
Period.
Because again, without the bridge, you will automatically assume.
Yes, and you should.
Is the number one thing that gets a lot of people, and I agree with you totally on that.
Yeah,
because one of the points that what you said even hit me as you were saying, because at first I'm like, crap, you ain't get. Yes, you do. You get it so much that a lot of time assumption takes over.
Yeah.
So I can be telling the truth, but if you showing me something different, I'm gonna go off of something. Forget your words, and I truly caught you when you said it, because I'm like, crap, you are relaying the message that people need to hear.
Yeah.
Because again, even though I might be sincere as in, hey, I broke up with her, but I keep a friendship like with a child, because a child always called me and I help them through some problems because I believe in being a mentor, right? But I have to be clear to her when she calls. Because when she had a conversation, she tried to make it go somewhere else. I keep it on point.
Right. Showing something different is not talking about it. You're having a relationship with your ex in some form or another, and you're not cluing your significant other in on it. That is showing them that potentially something ain't right. It's like you're not being forthright. You're having a discussion with another woman, while she's in the house or in the room, or she know you talk to her, but potentially you ain't never having a conversation with her and the other woman. Or potentially you ain't having a conversation in front of your significant other with the other woman. She clueless about what those conversations will look like. And that's where the breakdown happens, because it wasn't effectively communicated that this was just a peer. It was just a college, classmate. It was just a friend who we used to work together, whatever. Those lines must be bridged. Without the bridge, there's nothing but turmoil. It is time for us to take another break. Here's a nice topic right there. Are you friends with any of your exes, and how does your current significant other feel about it? She was basically saying, if you're trying to start a new relationship and you're constantly having a dialogue with your ex, it just gets complicated. And it really, she was basically saying kind of what I said. You got to really break the ties, because you can't expect for your right now significant other to understand that friendship. And it may be a genuine friendship, but if your ex really cares about you, they'll fall back. If they really care about you going forward in your relationship, they'll okay, you know what, let me go ahead and let you go. Not necessarily.
Hold on. I'm going to answer both of them questions. Both of them questions are relevant, and I think I'm qualified to answer. And y'all both are correct. You are, when you say fall back, because out of respect, anytime I dated somebody and they started messing with somebody else, I gave them the respect of not calling certain times.
Right.
And also, I don't have to call just to check on them and give that, because they're no longer in my life like that.
Right.
But to be able to talk to them regularly, I always feel like I should be able to, because I'm just on a friend level where I'm not trying to disrespect.
Right.
And that's just how I approach any and everybody.
Right.
Okay? Now, how somebody might interpret that might be something totally different. Because I'm not calling ridiculous hours. I'll call regular. My only thing is I'll just call maybe while you just regular at work, ask a regular question.
Right.
All right? At that point, I shouldn't be a threat. But to a person that's not really secure in their relationship or feel a certain way just because of you, not because of anything that y'all might have done. Remember one thing. If a woman speaks highly of a man, like he was my ex, but we broke up, but man, he was the best person I ever had.
Right.
It automatically triggers a flag in your head. Okay?
Yes.
So at that point, I become a threat because of you, more so me. I didn't do anything to threaten that relationship ever.
Right.
But she said some things to hit trigger points for you.
Right.
That she keep bringing up. She keeps saying what he doing compared to what I'm doing, okay? That's not me. Don't do me off of her. If she speak on me because she spoke on what I've done and what I'm doing, but don't put me as that evil intent person that's gonna be with you. That's not my intent.
I know, but
remember how she speak on me might be the problem.
Because the gap has not been bridged properly.
She ain't properly.
Hold on. Because the gap has not been bridged properly. When he see your name comes up on her phone log,
He got a problem.
and she hasn't mentioned that y'all have talked today, he has a problem with that.
He do.
Absolutely, he has a problem with that.
He do.
And he already know you're a great guy, right? So how is he supposed to feel comfortable? You ain't telling him that y'all talk for 20 minutes, and as innocent as it may be, the gap was not bridged.
And I agree.
I had an ex.
But even if you get rid of a person, sometimes I gotta watch it, because a lot of time, mentally, you can stop. You can cut all ties. But mentally, that person still might be thinking.
Right.
I don't even see it, but I don't see your phone all the time.
Right.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because these things still happen.
Yeah, they still
so
happen.
we got to watch how we present it, because some people feel like your exes, everybody got to be cut. They got to be cut. You got to be thoughtful on what you do.
Yeah, I think here's what comes to mind. It's already hard enough to trust somebody.
Right.
Why you gotta go and introduce your ex into the equation? For any reason. You just, I had an old business partner, he said, never put a gremlin in the system. And he gave it to me like this. He said, you go talk, you're talking with your customer or whatever, and then you say it's your boss's fault. well, my boss, did this and the other. So now when he comes back, when the customer comes back and you're not there, he doesn't even want to talk to your boss. And your boss might be the kind of person to fix stuff because you put the gremlin in the system. Never put a gremlin in the system. Why introduce an ex into a relationship that hasn't established trust, that hasn't been, that hasn't had enough time to bridge those gaps, right? We got our own issues. We don't need some past issues at the same time. So again, there's nothing wrong with being friends, but it has to be managed properly. And if you don't manage it properly, here's what I've had. I've had girlfriends who always invite the guy friend over. Always coming over for dinner, always hanging out, whatever. I got to see it before and then whenever I wasn't around, I was like, hey man, make sure she's good tonight, you know what I'm saying? Take care, they're going to the concert or going to a soccer game, whatever. This was when I was in college. So it was one of those situations where he was part gay too, that helped, you know what I'm saying?
Oh hell no, how you just gonna say that?
I don't want to lie.
No, bro.
I had to bring that up for the story.
You messed that whole damn up.
So watch this. Let me give you another scenario, right? I'm dating a lady.
I don't know what Parkgate is. You know what Parkgate is?
Hold on.
Put in park.
I'm dating a lady who has kids, and when it's time to go and get the kids or pick the kids up, she wants to take me because she wants me to be comfortable with the fact that she might have some interaction or dialogue with the baby's father, right? But she bridged that gap. When they had conversations about stuff for the kids, I was right there listening to her conversation. Sometimes I could even hear him, right? She bridged the gap. And that's all I'm talking about here, folks. If you bring familiar spirits into a current relationship, you have to manage it. And if you don't manage it, you're going to create some mistrust, some miscommunication. You're going to create some doubts. If you're not talking to me about who you're talking to, there's a reason for me to wonder why that is.
I agree with you.
Right.
And bridging is not going to be an easy task either, because one of the things I can tell you, I got 5 kids, 3 different baby mothers.
Yeah. You got a lot of bridges.
Married one of them, so I'm trying to tell you, I got bridges on all different aspects. But they be like, how do you bring all that together? Well, I love my children.
Of course.
So naturally, if they're gonna have a problem with my kids, they're gonna have a problem with me. But I'm gonna make that on the upfront, right?
Yeah, she's not gonna have a problem with your kids. She's gonna love
she
your kids.
should.
But what she is gonna have a problem with is
the mamas.
the mamas.
And again, you gotta understand that as well. How you can bridge it is, again, can you dialogue? I've brought people together. Now you know me, all right? I love my girls to death. They're up in Ohio. I love my boys. They're here. So again, to be able to bring my girls down here, they brought their mama and all. Now, one of the things I can tell you is it's not always going to be an easy thing to do. It's up to you. If you're able to get past all the indiscretions what everybody might be thinking, please understand how much the family needs to see that unity. Even though I'm not with her, I'm with her. So she can come to my home. So a lot of people, what you can't do, don't tell me what I can't do. Because again, I've done it already.
Yeah.
And I've done it because I know what needs to happen.
But the special someone in your life ain't gonna appreciate all that.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you about
that you got in your voice right now.
She might, but she gonna recognize.
I mean, she gonna love your kids. She gonna,
and I'm gonna love on my kids.
But she gonna need some gap bridging before you be going to hang out with their moms.
Well, first of all, she gonna know way ahead of time.
Okay,
see,
well,
that's the difference.
As long as you get it done,
it's gonna be done way ahead of time.
Yeah.
You don't surprise people.
Yeah, don't come with bass in your voice about with this, that, and the other. I'm on your side. Why you being defensive? And I'm on your side.
Only for the defense of.
But there was no reason for that because you know she's gonna love your kids.
Well,
that's part of the reason you fell in love with her.
No,
you know
because she didn't meet my kids. There's no way in hell she fell in love with me because of my kids.
Your baby kids?
Man, yeah. Man, my kids, they grown. They ain't baby. They making hell on their own.
Well, they grown,
the whole thing is, I had to make sure she loved me first. She get them kids, she might change her love for me. She be like, your kids be saying, I know, they kind of like me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I have to let her know. They fall in love with me.
Yeah.
It's never about my kids. I know some women might put their kids first. I get that.
Yeah.
Me, you gonna have to love the hell out of me before you ever meet them.
Yeah.
Because it might not work.
And this is a little twist on the subject. But one of the things that I did that I'm just very proud of When I met the previous Mrs. Wright, Mike's wife, she had a son, and he was 6. And we became, a great family together, the three, me, her, and him. And so I got a promotion, a new job, moving out of town. Obviously, they had never lived anywhere but that city. So I'm moving her out of town. She's going, her and the baby going with me, wherever I go. And so she arranged, she put me and her baby's daddy together. And I went over, and he fixed dinner for us, and me, him, and her and the son. I waited till
Ain't no way in hell.
listen. I waited till my son ate first.
Yeah. Nah, he still could have smelled something.
So we had dinner, we hung out, we broke bread, and the point I wanted to make to him was that I'm not a threat to him and his son's relationship. And I told him very clearly, you can call the house anytime you want, speak to your son. We'll get him his own phone. You can call that line if you're uncomfortable calling, and maybe your ex-wife answer the phone. So it was just a proactive and intentional way to bridge the gap in a relationship that could have been very stressful over time. Because I'll never understand her relationship with her ex-husband. I'll never be able to really get that, and I'll never really understand. Well, she told me she hates me, man, but they still talking on the phone, right?
All the time,
right? So
late at night,
yeah. But bridging that gap, and this was her idea. She said, I want you to meet him because he might be coming to visit town to see the baby. He might call. He might be sending gifts and presents, for the child. And I was like, okay. And I was a young man at the time. I didn't have any children, so that was a real gap bridger for me. Yeah, it was a real outlet for me. But the point of the matter in this whole discussion, the question becomes tonight: are you friends with any of your exes, and how does your current relationship feel about it? Bridge the gap.
I will tell you right now, it's going to be the theme of the show tonight, is bridge the gap.
Yes.
In which ways you feel is necessary. Because again, it's going to be different for everybody's situation.
Right.
But to make sure that you don't lead the kids out and be biased, please understand, a lot of times when relationships go bad, people have mixed emotions. And then you play off your emotions.
Right.
Please understand, you have to take time to heal. And if we don't. We have time to hate. Most people hate the fact that a relationship or a marriage ends. I was there. I understand it. I didn't want it to end. When it ended, I had a bitter taste in my mouth. I didn't look at myself at that time. It was over, okay? You got a moment of shame, doubt, and everything else. Now, when you start getting past all of that, you got to start understanding healing. Healing is understanding you. So now I have to change me. Now, this will happen when you just jump in another relationship because you ain't got a chance to look at you. You too busy trying to please somebody else.
Right.
So you're going to be the same you. So you're going to bring that same shit into another situation because you ain't even look at yourself.
Okay.
Because you don't got time. Because you don't want to feel that pain. Okay? Anybody ever been through a breakup when they was younger? They know that pain. Okay? So the number one thing that somebody didn't teach you, you can't get away from that pain by jumping into somebody else. I'm just telling you all day long.
Yeah, you can't.
That right there is just prolonging because the other person's going to keep your mind off it. Next thing you know, you call yourself semi-happy.
Right.
You ain't aligned.
Right.
You just calling yourself better than where you were.
Right.
I know I ain't feeling the pain that everybody said I was going to go through. Okay? You going to go through.
Yeah.
One way or the other. So my whole thing is taking the time in that pain that you fear is the pain that you need. That pain makes you recognize you.
There you go.
Because there's a lot of things that you can blame somebody else.
So,
But there's no way in hell you can't say you didn't contribute some factor that you might be able to look at and say, hey,
come on.
if I would have caught some things sooner, if I would have acted a certain, because a lot of times we don't always act, we just do. We get stagnant. Where you felt a certain way, you wanted to say something, you stopped.
Yeah, it felt like he cheated, but it sounded like she cheated.
But you didn't say anything.
But you didn't say nothing.
So you held on to it. So you have a little ownership in how long it lasted.
You don't want to be bringing up shit all the time.
You don't.
Especially
but the bottom line, especially if you don't have facts and proof. But my whole thing is, you also added. You can't just always look at things as them. You will never change you.
Yeah.
And I don't never want that to happen.
Let-
We got to get better. And one of the things I can tell you about getting better is reflecting. When you sit down and be like, damn, and that's not taking no responsibility off of them. I'm not saying take responsibility for them for you. No, I'm saying whatever you. Is there's times you're not the best you. You was a behind hole. You did some things. It's time to reflect because we got to get better. A lot of times it's so easy to look at them, and not look at you.
So let's just cover a couple of things that may challenge relationships, right? Let's just say that you're the kind of woman that you're very comfortable around a bunch of men. Okay? And no matter where you go, you find yourself, if you and your husband go to your son's football game, right? You go to your son's football or basketball game, and y'all separate, and he over there talking to the coaches or whatever, and you wind up in a little crowd,
Right.
and it happens to be 4 or 5 guys, right? You always end up around the men, right? That at a certain point, your husband is always going to be uncomfortable unless he just knows you, right? But if he doesn't, then you're really doing yourself damage to be in that setting, right? If you're the type of guy, somehow or another, you always end up with a crowd of women around you, or you end up talking to 2 or 3 women or whatever at lunch. So every day you go to lunch, you got to sit with 2 or 3 women, right? That your spouse is not necessarily going to be like, okay, I understand, that makes sense. She going to think after a while, you always hanging around women. You always hang, or the female, you always hang around dudes. Like, what's up with that? You know what I'm saying?
You ain't never seen my Instagram?
Huh?
You ain't never seen my Instagram?
Nah.
Okay. You ever see my page? There's 5,000 on it. However many men. I'm just saying.
I know.
You know.
And so now your significant other is gonna have to be comfortable with
I ain't
your
got one of them.
Instagram account.
I don't know that.
And we ain't talking about how social media affects all of this crap.
Now, we get there.
You texting and emailing your ex.
Oh, I more than
You
that.
Instagramming
my
your
DM
ex.
players. Yeah, my DM talking about that last quote you did was pretty good. And my DM player.
And you can say things to people from afar that you might not want your current right now to know about.
You ain't never like been
Right?
in the DM.
Girl, you
Keep on that
so,
hush.
girl, I thought you had lost it. You look good in that
What?
dress. Knowing you ain't supposed to be saying that to
You ain't lying.
all
That mother
social
was
media.
fitting too.
It was fitting.
Fitted dress.
But you ain't supposed to be saying
I
that.
sure shouldn't. But you looking good, Grant.
That's a reason. That's a reason.
Hell no, I just want to see if I
Okay.
still get it. I want to see if I still get it.
That ain't no reason, man.
No,
ain't
it's
no
not.
reason to be hanging
again-
out with you. Ain't no reason to be talking to and interacting with and communicating with major forms of temptation. You got to control yourself so that you can make the best picture for your significant other.
No. I'm gonna say a couple things real quick because Kraft is dead on point. He really is. I have fun with a lot of different things, but I gotta give it to him because there is a time and a place for everything.
Yes.
And when I cut things off, it's not about being mean towards the other person. Because one of the things I can tell you is I don't treat women like shit ever. Even when I'm not with them, I'm never gonna do that. But I can tell you if I'm done, I'm done. All right. And one of the things about being done is I can have a relationship with my children and I don't have a relationship with you like that. But I don't have to disrespect you like that. Because I know at one time we had a lot. So I don't have to go back and judge anything. I need to recognize what it was and know where I'm going. And that's why I say get to know you. So take that time, take that healing, and then you understand that that was a season. I don't have to entertain it like I used to. I can look at it different and I can respectfully treat it where she don't feel disrespected when she's around me or anyone else.
Yeah, and that's important. Those suspect hugs of friends in crowded places. Man.
Ain't no suspect. You shouldn't be doing all that.
Well, you shouldn't be. That's the
You
point,
shouldn't
Jay.
be doing it.
Right.
Because some people are trying to push the envelope.
You in a crowd of old friends and you give that extra hug a little bit. It ain't right.
It ain't.
It's just because you know them, and again, you may have had something. Maybe y'all talked on the phone and phone dated for a little while or whatever, and so y'all got a special something. And you gotta find restraint. I'm telling you, folks, if you disrespect the one that you with, you are sure to experience great karma. You are sure to get it back right in your face. And don't cry when it come back around, because it's typically gonna come around worse than it was before.
That's why what you just said is a
Can't
key
play with
factor
people, man.
that I don't got time for.
Yeah.
So when somebody want to give an extra hug to me, it's like, yo, I'm not trying to disrespect the one you with.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and that's just me. I mean, my whole thing is, I understand you with somebody. We had a past together. It's all right.
Yeah.
My whole thing is we can have a dialogue, we can talk. We ain't gotta talk nasty, we ain't gotta make nobody feel no. But I know that certain people love jealousy. Some people love drama, all right? I don't bring it to any situation at any time.
Right.
There's nothing positive about that.
Right.
But when that person want to bring out the other person, they'll use what's ever in front of them. So at that time, I become a used vessel, and I don't like that. Because I have never had that with you, but
Yeah.
all of a sudden I'm
And-
speaking on highly, and I'm this and I'm that, and it's like, hold on,
Yeah.
you didn't speak on that when I was with you, that's why my ass ain't with you now.
Yeah.
But now you want to play with him and make it seem like I'm all that, when I already know our relationship wasn't like that. I hear falseness,
Yeah.
and it's sitting there like, really? Because they're playing a game.
Yeah.
But I'm being a pawn in something that I wasn't even trying to play.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to get on the clock.
Yeah.
Because if you know anything about time chess,
I've been
I
in
ain't
rooms.
trying to time out. My man told me 3 minutes, I'm trying to win. 10 minutes is the game.
Yeah, I've been in rooms. I had young ladies I was dating take me to places and in crowds of people who I didn't know. And it wasn't until later on that I realized their ex was in that room. And then I started playing this tape about like, oh, yeah, okay, that's what, I thought I saw them whispering to each other ear or saying something to each other, you know. And so all of a sudden, you can't hide the truth, especially not from somebody looking for it. You know, if I watch you across the room talking to a woman, I can tell if you're flirting. Or talking to another man, I can tell if you, you know, you got that extra smile, that extra, you know, you swaying a little bit, you showing out with your hands. The point I'm trying to make here, folks, is that there is an appropriate behavior to have when you deal with the opposite sex while you're in a relationship. And whether, you know, it's your ex or whether it's your coworker or whether it's, you know, the neighbor across the street, doesn't matter. You gotta find a way to bridge the gap and protect the one you love, right? They're gonna see you across the way talking to that ex and hugging them and all in their face. How you think that's supposed to make them feel?
It's
Makes
not
them feel
gonna
like
make them
shit, right?
Total like shit. Why
yeah.
shouldn't it?
And
You
it's
had
not-
no respect when you did it.
Yeah, I've heard arguments where, you know, people went to the tailgate and he spent all his time down there talking to them, right? And she don't know them, so she ain't really come down there, you know. So all of a sudden, he done created troubles because they were supposed to be together that day. He was acting like they wasn't together, right? There's an appropriate way to carry yourself and to bridge the gap to make people you're with feel comfortable.
Now, when you talk about bridge the gap, it's called awareness.
Awareness is key, Jay. That's
I mean,
exactly
because
right.
a lot of times we gotta, and I'm sad to tell y'all that we ain't being honest with each other. And in this show, I feel like, I don't know if we really reaching a lot of folks because they ain't trying to be aware. They're playing the game and they be like, okay, this don't fit. Be aware of what goes on and then things will apply.
Be
Things
aware.
will fit.
Yes.
Because you too busy stuck in your own damn world when you ain't waking up. So I'm gonna use some real words for you. Wake your behind up and realize a relationship is worth your time and investment to figure out where y'all at.
Yeah.
If you aren't comfortable about something, you don't need to keep it secret. You need to talk to the one that makes you uncomfortable. Turn to her and say, hey, you know something? A lot been going on with your ex. And I'm not for sure where this is going. Because we're supposed to have an alignment. And if you can't talk to the one you with, you ain't aligning.
Well,
Communication
but-
always going to be key.
But here's the caveat. How many times do you have to have that conversation?
Put it like this. If you got to have it more than 3 times,
It's a problem.
even they ain't listening or they don't care.
It doesn't matter.
So
It ain't working.
So at that point, no, it's time for you knowing that they don't care or that it ain't working. You got to make your own decision.
Yeah.
And that's where it's time to wake up. That's what I'm saying. Over and over and over. Don't keep playing the fool. It's just obvious your feelings is not being attended to nor cared. But you want to make excuses because it's a lot of other stuff that's a factor. It's your equation. I'm not judging you. I understand some people don't get it. Give them time and space. I believe in that. But I promise you, if I have an equation and I'm giving it to you and it equals out that it's not adding up, then that's the fact. Now I have to make a decision. It's hard as hell for you to make a decision off emotion. Emotions keep you from making half the time a decision. That's why a lot of time I gotta push emotions and feelings out the way when I look at business, because I will probably not make the right decision. It got to be factual. If it's not adding up, they're not there for you. You gotta push feelings to the side and look at their equation. How they acting, what they doing. You let your feelings keep you in something that you're prolonging.
Yeah.
That don't make sense.
Listen,
It makes sense to you at the time because you're in your feelings.
It makes perfect
My whole
sense
thing is
because
get back to you.
Because
understand.
and we got to close out here, but I'm picturing a scenario where, you know, I'm in this big room and we're at this event together, and I see you over there talking to your ex, and, you know, he whispers something in your ear and y'all laugh, right? And then you come back and sit at the table, and then just before the night's over, you have to make sure you hug him and all of that. Yeah, I'm in my feelings for a reason. I'm looking at what's going on, and I'm like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on here? Right?
Correct.
I have no choice but to be in my feelings. Now, I could just be like, fuck it, and just fire her and go on about my business. But, you know, obviously that's not the right way to handle it. So the point is, yeah, it is not, it's an habitual behavior. I've seen that behavior 2 or 3 or 4 times. Okay, I'm sitting here salty about it. I go to talk to her about it, I don't get the same answer I got in the last 2 or 3 conversations. Now I have to start making some choices. But maybe the choice is not to leave. Maybe the choice is just to detach a little bit. Maybe the choice is, hey, you know, that's how he gonna be. I'm just gonna go over here and do my thing. And it might not be cheating, but I might spend 2 or 3 nights a week at tennis and just do my thing. Or, I might go hang out with the girls once a month like he does. And which is how people are dealing with relationships. They're dealing with those little issues.
But they're playing. My whole thing again, I hear you, I understand, but I'm always gonna agree to disagree. The reason I would disagree is I don't have to do something else because what you feel that's spiritually in you, don't ever forsake it thinking that it will be. No. You gotta address you. If you feel it, I don't care what nobody ever tell you. Go for your good. God is within you. You have to realize, even when you make a mistake, he does it.
Yeah, and we do,
he does.
We haven't covered that. If you got a gut feeling that she up to no good with your man, it's time to step it up. And I don't, who knows what that means, right? If you know that dude, like, you know, trying to get close to you, he up the game, we will have to have a conversation. And at that point, basically, I am telling you that you can't be friends with that guy. I'm saying that if you're gonna be friends with that guy, then something's gonna change over here. And there comes a time where you may have to plant some of those seeds, right? How are me and my wife and 3 kids showing up and your ex-husband there? And y'all in there cutting cake and talking about old times, you know what I'm saying? Like, it comes a point where you do have to put your foot down. And so this conversation is just designed to stimulate thought. It's designed to help you understand how you're going to deal with it. If you happen to be in a relationship, there potentially is some room to clarify some lines, to bridge some gaps. You may say, you know what, you've been talking to your friend so-and-so, I ain't never met her. Or, you know, you go to lunch with your boy all the time, how come I don't know him? No, I mean, if y'all really friends, bring him around, you know? So, but it's got to be proactive. And because if it's not proactive, then you're harboring bad emotions, right? And it's probably not an easy thing to do, especially if it's going to cause an argument on Christmas Eve. You're not going to bring it up, right? If it's going to cause an argument on, you know, what I'm saying is it's a critical time, you know what I'm saying? We're getting ready to go out to dinner with the in-laws on a Sunday afternoon. You don't want to bring up some nonsense from Saturday night, right? Yet, you know what I mean? You got to want to, you know, you might not bring it up right then. You might bring it up a little later on. But for sure, you got to address it, and that's the point here. So, this has been Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay. And our only goal is to inspire. Our only objective is to help you be your greatest possibility. We hope you folks enjoyed the show. We hope you'll continue to follow us. Again, we're all over the internet. Bar Talk with Jay. You can find us on most media platforms. We've been in business 3 years. Out of 3 years, we've missed maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And so we've got over 200 shows, nearly 200 shows for you folks to dissect and to learn and grow from. Follow us, like us, subscribe. Follow us, like us, subscribe. And with that, we thank you again for being here with us. We're every Thursday, 7 to 9, Facebook Live. And come and join us. To us, you're like family. And with that, folks, we are out.
Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.